Negative words, they are what drive into our mind and say the things that we are not. We're saying who we are not. So we can also use the same method to get to where we want to be and who we want to be. Embody who you want to be by saying, I am not a pushover. I am not always irritable. I am not someone who talks over other people. I am, and then we follow that up with a positive of who we actually want to be. So we'll say, I'm not someone who talks over others. I am a great listener. I am not someone who always criticizes someone. I am a motivator. Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shantia. In this corner of YouTube, I talk about things such as manifestation, law of attraction, meditation, self-help, crystals, things of that nature. So if that's something you're interested in, please subscribe to my channel. This is a safe space where we can discuss those topics. Seems today that we're always caught up in the challenge of challenging ourselves. You have loved to challenge yourself. You love being better than how you once were. You love the competition of competing with yourself and seeing how far you've come within just a year. You're the type of person who write down a list of things that you want to accomplish. You don't just leave it on the shelf and forget where it went. You go back and you read these things and you find out how far you've come, and you love making little check marks on your list. You have to remember though that just as it is unhealthy to always compete with others, it is unhealthy to always compete with yourself as well. Even though it is fun learning things, and we're always learning things until we are no longer on this planet, you have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy where you are. And a lot of us, it is hard to enjoy where we are because we're trying to strive for that next thing, and you can just taste it. Well, have you tried embodying exactly what it is that you want? Act as though it already is. Act as though you already are, because you actually already are. Instead of trying to strive to be these things, just be. It's just a matter of displaying who you want to be and embodying that character. Or should I say characteristics? Because these are the characteristics that you're hoping to become. So for example, instead of saying, I am trying to become a morning person, I am a morning person is what you should say. And just know that characteristics depends upon planning. For example, if you are trying to be a morning person, in order to be a morning person, you cannot be a night owl. So you have to state, I am not a night owl. Night owls stay up late in the night, and there's just no way that you're able to rest properly and get the fuel that you need in order to be ready to get up nice and early. So this means that you need to turn off your phones, no blue lights, turn off the TV, journal before bed, meditate, do something that's going to allow you to get into the mindset of being relaxed. If you want to take a nice hot shower or a nice relaxing bath, if you want to sit outside under the stars, read. These are all of the things that you do that prepares your body to relax. Your head has to hit that pillow by 10 o'clock in order to be able to be up at least 5 a.m. in the morning to get what you need to get done. And the reason people say that they aren't this or they aren't that is because there are all these other things that are interfering with, and it is inhibiting them from being who they want to be. So if you want to be someone who is fit and into exercise, then you know that you do need to be someone that hates junk food. I mean, we all love, most of us, the taste of junk food, and a lot of us do work out so that we can eat these things, but these things do make you feel sluggish. This food is not good for our bodies, and so when we do eat these things, we're not going to want to get up and work out because it is not giving us the energy that we need. We need to eat more fruits, more vegetables, and this is what fuels our body and make us want to move. It make us want to get out and exercise, and it provides us with that energy. Instead of saying, I'm trying to become more active, say I am active and I watch what I put in my body. I love providing personal examples. So something that I've always struggled with as well is when I used to be a people pleaser and I used to say yes to everything, what I would state in my mind is that I'm not a people pleaser because I have boundaries. I know the boundaries that I have set for myself, and if what someone is asking infringe upon those boundaries, this is why I say no. And so when you set these boundaries and you know exactly what it is that you are trying to become, and so you put these things in place to do the things opposite than what you're already doing to counteract with why you're not the type of person that you're trying to be, then you will become that type of person. And this was me a little bit in my teenage years as well. I would be irritable for, no reason. And especially with women, it does come along with hormones and things like that. But a lot of it was me being a brat. I would have, family members tell me these things and they're like, okay, that was no reason why you should have responded to that way. And getting into my earlier adulthood, I started to realize this is not appropriate. I wouldn't want to be treated this way. And so I started to change. I started to change the way that I approach the situations. I've also in the past struggled with impatience. Even now, I have to find myself, smacking myself on the hand and saying, stop. Because impatience is something that has always been one of my downfalls. And the thing of impatience is that it takes away today's peace. And as they say, thinking and worrying about tomorrow takes away today's peace. And this means you need to be more in the moment. And this is exactly why I started meditating, because meditation puts me in the moment and it stops me from worrying about things from tomorrow and focus on today, today's issues, today's highlights, today's pleasures. And this puts me into the moment of being grateful and also providing myself with gratitude. Gratitude raises your vibrations and also allows great things to come to you. I realized and I noticed such a huge improvement in my overall mood when I did meditate, because I hate worrying. I wanted to tell myself I am not going to be a calm person. I am a calm person. I mean, I know we all have issues and you're like, not being able to pay tomorrow's rent is today's issue. Thinking about tomorrow's problems also, it distracts us from what we're able to do to better help ourselves tomorrow as well. So if you're in an interview, for example, and you're trying to get a better job so that next month's rent isn't going to be late like this month's rent is, and now you're thinking about how late the rent is going to not allow you to put your best foot forward. You're not going to be able to focus on the job interview because you're thinking about all the bills and things that you need to pay. You're in a desperate energy. That's correct. If you don't get the job, it is going to be stressful. It is going to inhibit you from being able to relax and enjoy yourself because you're going to be thinking about the rent. So don't think about it at that moment. Put yourself in the moment of that interview. And if you find it hard that you can't be in the moment, at least think about the positive. Think about nailing the job. Think about what it would be like next month when you are able to pay the rent on time. This way you're not dragging down your vibrations and you can at least stay in a high vibration state if you are thinking positively. Rewire your mind from thinking about the negative all the time. I know it's hard to do, especially when you first start meditating. And so think about the future positive. So please remember, even though it is fun and interesting and thrilling to compete and to better yourself every day, it is not something that you need to stress yourself with. You are already who you're trying to be. You already have what you need in order to be who you want to be. It's just the fact of planning, letting go of old habits, and reversing who you don't want to be with who you want to be. It's been a pleasure going over my experiences with you guys. Please chat with me in the comments. I am always thrilled to read comments from you guys, and it also boosts my channel and this video in the algorithm. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.